The intertwined public histories of Jamal Bryant and Phaedra Parks unfolded at the intersection of megachurch influence and reality television exposure, two arenas where reputation is both currency and liability. Jamal Bryant emerged as a prominent figure within the African Methodist Episcopal Church, later assuming leadership at Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Atlanta. His preaching style, academic background, and social activism established him as a recognizable voice within Black church leadership. At the same time, his personal life, including acknowledged infidelity during his marriage to Giselle Bryant, generated sustained public scrutiny. Their divorce became widely discussed, and Bryant later spoke openly about his immaturity and failures during that period. While Bryant navigated ministry and reputation repair, Phaedra Parks was building visibility in a different domain. As an attorney and mortician, she entered the Real Housewives of Atlanta, presenting a persona that blended Southern refinement with professional ambition. Her marriage to Apollo Nida, however, introduced instability into that image when Nida faced federal fraud charges and eventual incarceration. As legal pressures mounted and her marriage deteriorated, speculation about her personal life intensified within the show's narrative structure. The name Mr. Chocolate entered the public record during this period. The pseudonym surfaced on the Real Housewives of Atlanta when Apollo Nida alleged that he had seen intimate messages between Parks and a man saved under that alias in her phone. According to Nida, the messages suggested anticipation of his imprisonment and the prospect of a new relationship. Parks rejected those claims, framing them as accusations born of resentment and conflict. The storyline, however, gained traction among cast members and viewers. The tension escalated during reunion episodes and media interviews, where the identity of Mr. Chocolate became a central question. Cast discussions and commentary fueled speculation that the mystery man was Jamal Bryant. Figures connected to the show, including Cadillac Kimberly, publicly named Bryant in connection with Parks. Giselle Bryant, Jamal's ex-wife, addressed the rumors on Watch What Happens Live and other platforms, stating that Jamal categorically denied any romantic involvement with Parks. Bryant's position during this period was complicated by concurrent efforts to restore his credibility within church leadership. He had already acknowledged past unfaithfulness and was attempting to rebuild trust within his congregation. At the same time, reports circulated that he was exploring reconciliation with Giselle Bryant, adding another layer of sensitivity to the rumors. The possibility that he was involved with a reality television figure at the center of marital scandal carried reputational implications beyond tabloid curiosity. Parks later told Daily Mail TV that the Mr. Chocolate storyline had been completely made up, suggesting production manipulation within the show. That claim introduced further ambiguity. The tension between on-screen narrative construction and off-screen reality became part of the broader conversation. Whether the storyline originated from genuine messages, exaggeration, or production influence, it had already embedded itself in public discourse. Part 1 establishes the structural context of the controversy. A megachurch pastor with a documented history of marital infidelity and a reality television attorney navigating her husband's criminal prosecution. The introduction of Mr. Chocolate connected these two figures in a way that blurred the boundaries between ministry, media, and personal accountability. The implications of that connection would shape both of their public trajectories in the years that followed. As the Mr. Chocolate storyline gained momentum, the situation shifted from rumor to reputational risk for everyone involved. What began as an allegation raised during marital conflict on the Real Housewives of Atlanta quickly became a recurring topic in reunion specials, blogs, and interviews. Apollo Nida's claim that he had seen flirtatious or intimate messages on Phaedra Parks' phone provided the initial spark, but it was the naming of Jamal Bryant by figures within the extended reality television orbit that transformed the story into a broader controversy. During reunion discussions, cast members pressed Parks for clarity. The atmosphere was less about private grievance and more about public accountability. The show's format encouraged confrontation, and the mystery of Mr. Chocolate became a focal point of tension. Parks continued to deny wrongdoing and later stated in interviews that the entire narrative had been manipulated or fabricated for dramatic effect. Her assertion that the storyline was completely made up reframed the controversy as a production-driven construction rather than an authentic off-camera relationship. Despite Parks' denials, the damage to perception had already occurred. The suggestion that she was preparing for a new relationship while her husband faced imprisonment shaped how viewers interpreted her demeanor during the season. Observers noted that she appeared composed and even upbeat at times, which some cast members interpreted as evidence of emotional detachment from her marriage. Whether that interpretation was fair or not, it fed the broader suspicion that she was anticipating life beyond Apollo Nida. For Jamal Bryant, the implications extended beyond entertainment. As a senior pastor at Birth Missionary Baptist Church, his authority rested not only on preaching ability, but on perceived moral leadership. His prior admissions of infidelity during his marriage to Giselle Bryant had already required public repentance and image repair. Being linked to another high-profile controversy, particularly one involving a married woman navigating her husband's criminal sentencing, introduced the possibility of renewed skepticism from congregants and critics alike. Giselle Bryant addressed the rumors repeatedly. On Watch What Happens Live and in other interviews, she stated that Jamal had categorically denied any involvement with Phaedra Parks. Her comments were not defensive so much as dismissive, positioning the rumor as unfounded gossip rather than credible allegation. At the same time, her public presence ensured that the issue remained visible. Each denial reinforced that there was something being denied. The broader environment in Atlanta amplified the stakes. Birth Missionary Baptist Church occupies a prominent position within the city's religious and social landscape. Leadership at that level requires careful navigation of public image. Bryant was not operating in isolation. He was leading a congregation with its own history of controversy and scrutiny. The church's legacy, combined with Bryant's personal past, meant that any new scandal carried weight beyond celebrity chatter. As backlash intensified online, Bryant reportedly adopted a strategy of distance. Rather than engage in extended rebuttal, he reiterated denial and avoided public association with Parks. At the same time, reports circulated that he was attempting reconciliation with Giselle Bryant, creating a competing narrative of family restoration. That effort further complicated the optics. If reconciliation was genuine, it demanded a clear break from any perceived romantic entanglements. If it was strategic, it required even stricter message control. Within the Housewives universe, the storyline reached a saturation point. Cast dynamics shifted, alliances changed, and Parks eventually exited the show amid other controversies unrelated to Mr. Chocolate. Her departure reduced the frequency with which Bryant's name appeared in connection to the narrative. The absence of sustained on-screen confrontation gradually diffused the intensity of the rumor. However, the episode left a lasting imprint on both public figures. For Parks, it became part of a broader pattern in which her personal life was subjected to narrative shaping by cast members and producers. For Bryant, it reinforced the fragility of ministerial reputation in the age of social media. Even unproven associations can erode trust when they align with prior misconduct. Part 2 illustrates how the convergence of reality television and church leadership created a volatile environment. Allegations amplified through televised confrontation and digital commentary do not require legal confirmation to influence perception. In that climate, denial alone may not be sufficient to neutralize suspicion. The situation forced Bryant to choose between engagement and retreat, and he opted for retreat, prioritizing institutional stability over public sparring. By the time the immediate noise subsided, the controversy had already clarified a key dynamic. In high-visibility roles, private rumor can quickly become public liability. Whether the Mr. Chocolate storyline was exaggerated, manipulated, or entirely fictional, its circulation placed both Jamal Bryant and Phaedra Parks under intensified scrutiny. The next chapter would depend on how effectively each could redirect attention toward a more controlled narrative. The long-term resolution of the Jamal Bryant and Phaedra Parks controversy did not arrive through a dramatic confession or definitive public reckoning. Instead, it unfolded through strategic redirection. As the Mr. Chocolate narrative gradually lost media intensity, both figures shifted their focus toward rebuilding or reinforcing their primary platforms. The absence of sustained proof, combined with repeated denials, allowed the story to move from headline to background noise, though not without consequences. For Jamal Bryant, the central priority became institutional credibility. leading Birth Missionary Baptist Church required more than rhetorical skill, it demanded visible stability. His previous admissions regarding infidelity during his marriage to Giselle Bryant had already required public repentance. The perception of another potential entanglement, particularly one tied to a married reality television figure, risked undermining the message of personal growth he had begun to emphasize in sermons and interviews. In response, Bryant publicly distanced himself from the housewives' narrative and leaned into themes of healing, accountability, and restored purpose. His later marriage to Dr. Carrie Turner marked a decisive pivot. Announced privately and later acknowledged publicly, the union was presented not as spectacle, but as transition. Appearances alongside his new wife, including interviews such as the Tamron Hall segment, framed him as a man who had learned from past mistakes. Rather than revisiting the details of the Parks rumors, Bryant positioned his life as moving forward. The emphasis shifted from denial to demonstration, a visible, committed marriage intended to reinforce the idea of personal correction. Within the church community, reactions remained mixed. Supporters highlighted his transparency about earlier failures and interpreted his remarriage as evidence of growth. Skeptics questioned whether full accountability had ever been addressed. However, the lack of concrete evidence tying him definitively to the Mr. Chocolate storyline limited the controversy's endurance. In institutional settings, time and consistent messaging often function as stabilizers. By maintaining leadership continuity and avoiding additional public scandals, Bryant gradually recentered attention on ministry initiatives rather than personal rumor. For Phaedra Parks, the fallout intersected with her broader relationship with reality television. After her departure from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, amid separate controversies, she pursued other media ventures and professional activities. Her claim that the Mr. Chocolate storyline was manufactured reframed her role from participant to subject of production manipulation. That assertion did not erase the association with Bryant, but it shifted responsibility toward the mechanics of reality programming. The unresolved nature of the rumor underscores a larger question about how public figures navigate hybrid identities. Bryant operated simultaneously as a pastor and as a personality, indirectly entangled in entertainment media. Parks balanced professional credentials with reality television exposure. When those worlds intersected, the standards of accountability differed. In ministry, moral perception directly influences authority. In reality television, ambiguity often fuels engagement. The friction between those frameworks intensified the scrutiny surrounding their alleged connection. Part 3, therefore, examines implication rather than revelation. The controversy demonstrated how quickly private allegations can migrate across platforms and reshape professional landscapes. It also illustrated the strategic value of silence and recalibration. Neither Bryant nor Parks engaged in extended public confrontation over the rumor once it peaked. Instead, both allowed the narrative to dissipate while redirecting attention to more stable aspects of their identities. The broader significance lies in reputational management. Bryant's decision to deny involvement and avoid further association with Parks reflected an understanding that sustained engagement would prolong risk. His subsequent remarriage and emphasis on spiritual renewal functioned as narrative replacement. Parks's assertion that the storyline was fabricated served a similar purpose, reframing her role within the controversy and distancing her from scandal. The Mr. Chocolate era remains part of their public histories, but it no longer defines their current trajectories. In high-visibility environments, controversies often fade, not because they are conclusively resolved, but because they are overtaken by new developments. Bryant's leadership at New Birth continues, now framed around healing and marital commitment. Parks' career continues across legal, entertainment, and media spaces, detached from the immediate tension of that storyline. What endures is the caution embedded in the episode. When ministry and reality television intersect, the consequences extend beyond ratings or gossip. Leadership credibility, congregational trust, and professional identity can all be affected by narratives that begin as speculation. The final chapter of this saga reflects a deliberate closing of that intersection, with both parties choosing institutional stability and forward motion over prolonged public dispute.